Dawn creeps over Rome, spilling pale gold across the marble courtyards, and the air is heavy with the scent of rain and iron. I sit alone in the quiet chambers of the palace, the world still half asleep, and I listen to the distant murmur of soldiers changing guard below. Every morning begins the same: silence, breath, reflection. The empire may wait, the mind cannot. For if I do not rule my own thoughts, I am not fit to rule a single man. I remind myself that peace is not found in the applause of crowds or the weight of crowns, but in the calm within the storm, in the mastery of one's own heart. So I breathe, and I write, and I remember that nothing in life is truly mine. Neither power nor praise nor the passing years. All of it belongs to time, and time is a river that swallows everything. The battle each man must fight is not out there among the legions. It is here, within the chest, against fear, desire, anger, and pride. I have felt them all. I have seen men destroy themselves for less, and I have learned that strength is not hardness, it is steadiness. The blade that bends does not break. The mind that accepts cannot be shaken. There was a time I sought victory over others, but what victory is that? The triumph over one's own impulses is the only triumph worth seeking. When the world hurls insults, when fortune turns her back, when those you love fail to understand you, remember, none of this is truly against you. It is only the universe shifting, teaching, reminding. What is the worst that can happen? That you lose what was never yours to keep. Even the breath you hold will one day return to the wind. So why cling? Why rage? The Stoic path is not cold indifference. It is burning clarity. To feel deeply, yet remain unshaken, that is power. I look toward the east where the sun climbs slowly above the Tiber, and I think of every man who will wake today chasing things that fade. Wealth, approval, comfort, distraction. I cannot condemn them, for I too have chased shadows. But there comes a moment when a man grows tired of the chase, when he longs to stand still and face himself. That moment is awakening. It is terrifying because the noise falls away and you can hear the echo of your own emptiness. Yet in that echo lies truth. To know yourself stripped of titles and illusions is to meet the only companion who will walk with you from birth to death. Your mind guarded. Train it. Do not feed it with anger or envy. Feed it with reason, with gratitude, with silence. The world will provoke you. It will whisper that you are entitled to more, that injustice deserves outrage, that you must prove your worth. But remember, the universe owes you nothing, and you owe the universe your peace. What is done to you does not define you. Your response does. Every insult is a test of composure. Every loss, a chance to let go. Every hardship, a forge for virtue. If you wish to be unbreakable, do not harden. Soften into understanding. The storm cannot harm the sea because the sea allows it. So too must the soul allow life's winds to pass through without resistance. I have sat in councils where voices rose in fury, where men defended pride as if it were honor. I have watched armies crumble not from enemy steel, but from fear and arrogance within. A kingdom can fall, but a disciplined mind stands eternal. The mind that masters itself rules even when stripped of everything. Do not imagine that emperors are free. We are chained by expectation, watched by thousands, bound by duty. Freedom is not in the crown. It is in the calm heart that beats the same in glory or disgrace. I have written these meditations not to instruct others, but to remind myself that every moment is a lesson, every breath a teacher. When you wake, ask, what is within my control? Only that is yours. The rest, praise, wealth, the actions of others, belongs to fate. Let it go. When insulted, ask, is this truly about me, or is it their own pain speaking? Often those who wound are wounded. Forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. When fortune smiles, be humble. When she frowns, be patient. Nothing stays. The seasons turn, empires fall, and the soul that clings suffers, but the soul that observes is free. Freedom is the stillness that watches both triumph and tragedy. With equal eyes I have seen death. It walks beside every soldier, every beggar, every king. It is not our enemy, it is our reminder. Knowing you will die is not despair, it is liberation. For when you truly accept that every moment may be your last, you stop wasting moments. You stop fearing loss, for all is loss eventually, and in that awareness, life becomes luminous. Each breath a miracle, each sunrise a gift you did not earn. Gratitude then is the highest wisdom. Be grateful not only for the good, but for the struggle, for the pain that shapes, for the failure that teaches. Without them, you would never awaken. To live well is not to avoid suffering, but to use it. The mind is like fire. It grows stronger when fed with difficulty. Do not curse the obstacle. Thank it, for it shows you what you still must master. There were nights when doubt haunted me, when the weight of empire crushed my spirit, and I wanted only rest. But then I would remember, I am but one small part of the whole. The stars above do not complain of their place. They shine where they are placed. So too must I. If my duty is heavy, it is because I am strong enough to bear it. If fate gives me burden, it gives me strength as well. Complain less, act more. The present moment is enough. It is always enough. Do not wander into the past or the future. They are illusions. You suffer not from events, but from your judgment of them. Change your judgment and you change your world. When others act unjustly, remember, they too are fragments of the divine, struggling as you are. To hate them is to hate yourself. The wise man sees enemies as teachers, adversity as training, and time as a gift. There's no evil greater than the weakness that refuses to face pain. Look directly at what you fear and it will shrink beneath your gaze. Face what is difficult and it will become easy. Resist and it persists. Accept and it transforms. The mind, like the body, grows by challenge. Let your thoughts be disciplined soldiers, not reckless rebels. Each day is a campaign for virtue, courage, temperance, justice, wisdom. These are your generals, serve them, and you will never be defeated. When anger rises, pause. When desire burns, breathe. When pride whispers, listen instead to humility. The ego shouts, the soul whispers. Follow the whisper, it leads to peace. The world admires wealth and victory, but the gods admire the quiet heart. Seek not to be famous, but to be free. The applause of men fades quicker than the echo of your own conscience. Do right because it is right, not because you will be seen. The reward of virtue is virtue itself. The greatest empire is mastery over self. The night returns again and I sit beneath the lantern's dim flame, the city breathing softly beyond the palace walls. Somewhere a soldier laughs, a child cries, a lover prays for the morning. Life unfolds in 1,000 forms, and each believes its suffering unique. But all pain springs from one root, the refusal to accept what is. Acceptance is not weakness, it is understanding. The universe has written its law, and you are part of that script. You cannot rewrite the stars, but you can choose how to play your role beneath them. When you cease fighting the current, you discover it carries you exactly where you are meant to go. Many will call this surrender, but it is not. It is wisdom. The fool resists and breaks. The wise man bends and becomes unbreakable. I have witnessed the fall of men greater than I, not because fate abandoned them, but because they abandoned themselves. Power blinded them. Desire consumed them. Fear enslaved them. Remember this always. No man is free until he governs his own mind. Freedom is not the right to do as you please, but the strength to do what is right even when pleasure calls louder. When I look back on my years, the victories blur, the titles fade, but the moments of quiet awareness remain. The times I chose patience over anger, discipline over indulgence, understanding over judgment. Those are the true triumphs, the invisible conquests of the soul. The body will decay, the marble statues will crumble, but character endures beyond memory. What you are becomes what the world inherits, unseen but powerful. The Stoic way is not about denying emotion, but about mastering it, directing it, turning it into fuel for virtue. You may feel grief, but do not drown in it. You may feel joy, but do not cling to it. Stand between both as the mountain stands between storms. This balance is peace. Do not let the chaos of others disturb your stillness. The noise of fools cannot touch the fortress of a calm mind. Guard that fortress. Build its walls with truth, its gate with self-control, its foundation with reason. Every insult thrown at you is a stone offered for your construction. Use it. Every difficulty is a chance to prove your principles. You become unshakable, not by avoiding storms, but by learning to stand through them. When you wish for things to happen your way, you chain yourself to frustration. Wish instead for things to happen as they do, and every moment will be a gift. The art of life is the art of acceptance, not passive resignation, but the calm understanding that what happens must happen, and what does not never could. In this understanding, there is strength beyond swords, wealth beyond gold. The man who desires nothing is richer than the emperor who owns the world. Remember this when temptation whispers, when envy bites, when pride rises. Everything you see, the gold, the fame, the youth, all will fade to dust. Even your name will be forgotten. But the soul that lived in virtue leaves a fragrance the ages cannot erase. Do not seek immortality in monuments, seek it in meaning. Act with such integrity that even if your story is never told, the universe itself bears witness. Each moment offers the chance to practice courage, patience, honesty. Do not waste it. Do not wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is only a rumor. The only life you have is this breath, this thought, this heartbeat. Use it well. When despair comes, as it surely will, meet it as you would an old friend who has returned to teach. Ask it what it wants to show you. You will find it only seeks to remind you of your strength. There is no light without darkness, no virtue without trial. Welcome both. The balance of the world is perfect, though you may not yet see it. Trust that even the cruelest storms have purpose. The universe is not against you. It simply is. It does not conspire to harm or help. It moves according to its law, and wisdom lies in moving with it. Imagine your troubles as clouds drifting across an endless sky. The sky does not curse the storm. It allows it to pass. You too are that sky. Infinite, still, untouched. Beneath every thought, beneath every emotion, there is a quiet awareness. Your true self. Return to it often. It is there you find peace no power can grant or take away. Do not mistake stillness for inaction. The wise act, but they act without agitation. They move as nature moves, deliberate, patient, unstoppable. The river does not hurry, yet it carves valleys through mountains. So let your actions be steady, your words few, your intentions pure. Lead by example, not command. Inspire, do not impose. The hearts of others are not conquered by force, but by understanding. Remember always, the opinion of others belongs to them, not to you. If they praise, let it pass. If they condemn, let it pass. Be the same in both. The wind cannot bend the mountain that knows itself. Many fear death because they have never truly lived. But life is not measured in years, it is measured in depth. To live fully is to meet each moment with awareness, to love without possession, to act without expectation. Do this, and death will find you ready, not because you desire it, but because you have nothing left to fear. You have already let go. I have walked through battlefields soaked in blood and through gardens blooming with peace. And I have learned they are both the same to the one who understands the transient nature of all things. The flower and the sword both serve the same law. They bloom, they fade, they return. Why should we mourn what was never meant to last? Rejoice instead in having witnessed it at all. Gratitude is the armor of the soul. Wear it always. It turns pain into wisdom, chaos into clarity. The next time life tests you, do not ask, why me? Ask instead, what is this trying to teach me? The lesson will reveal itself to the calm mind. Remember, even the gods cannot change the past. Why should you torment yourself over what is done? Forgive, release, begin again. Each sunrise is an invitation to start anew. You are not bound by yesterday's mistakes unless you choose to carry them. Drop them. The path of wisdom is not straight. It winds through failure, disappointment, and doubt. But every stumble, every scar is part of your becoming. Be gentle with yourself, for you are learning the hardest art of all, the art of living. When the world seems cruel, be kind. When it is loud, be silent. When it is restless, be still. The power you seek has been within you from the beginning, the power to remain unshaken in a world that trembles. Look not to temples or thrones for truth. Look inward. The same light that burns in the stars burns in you. Protect it, nurture it, let it guide your way. You are part of something vast, eternal, divine. Remember this when you feel small. The universe does not make mistakes. You were meant to be here, now, exactly as you are. Do not waste the gift of existence by wishing to be elsewhere. Live deeply, love wisely, act justly, and when the final breath comes, let it go with gratitude, for you will have lived as nature intended, calm within the storm, free within the world, eternal within the moment.